Good evening. This is the Duke of Fremont Street, broadcasting from Las Vegas, Nevada, here in the United States of America. Today is Saturday, April 29th, 2023. Before beginning my video today, I'd like to thank you all for stopping by, and please allow me to drink a toast to you. I really appreciate all that you do for me. Salute. So invigorating. Well, as you know, today is Saturday. The markets are closed. But let's recap what happened Friday yesterday and see where we stand in the precious metals game. Gold closed at $1,990.60, bid by $1,991.60 ask. Gold closed up $1.80, or up 0.09%. Silver also closed up to 25.05 bid by 25.15 ask, up 13 cents on the day, or 0.52%. Overall, the precious metals have been somewhat lethargic lately. I really don't know what's going on. You know, the world's crumbling right in front of us, in front of our very eyes, and the metals are languishing. So I don't have an explanation for that, but and if I did, I'd give it to you. But I don't see any logic in the fact that the metals are sitting somewhat flat. Personally, I believe this relatively quiet gold and silver market is like a sleeping giant. And once this giant is awakened, it's very likely we will reach new all-time highs. I personally am taking advantage of the lull in the fighting and doing my best to acquire as much silver and gold as I can. I'm so confident that I'm literally betting the farm on this. Please note, I'm not advising you to do this. My videos are for information only and for your entertainment. You'll have to make up your own mind. I remember that old phrase, when a ship was going down, the captain would announce, "Every man for himself." So I'm a firm believer that it's every man for himself. You're going to have to decide what's in your best interest and plan accordingly. All I can do is tell you what I feel is going on and how I react to that. Well, I haven't put up videos for a while. I was extremely busy up until a few days ago, which I love being busy, and I love procuring the metals. Incidentally, I had to think in my mind, why am I actually doing these videos? And I want you to know this, I'm not pitching anything. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm not trying to get you to subscribe to anything. I'm strictly a purveyor of the precious metals and have been for 50 years. I believe that my knowledge is a little better than the normal person on the street. And I believe that some of the things I bring to the table might be of interest to you and maybe of value to you. I will recommend this though, and I'm going to change topic. We're actually going on topic right now. And I recommend that you the viewer, now pay attention to what I'm saying, and I mean this, because I've said this to a few of the young folks that I know that are dear to me. Start making your purchases in cold hard cash. Start using cash. I can't emphasize this enough. We're living in a society that intentionally frowns upon purchasers using their cash, and they want you to use debit card or credit card or go into debt or whatever. And I'm totally against this. I think this is it's indicative of what the overall agenda is of the powers that be. Don't become a victim here. Use your cash and take accounting for it. Obviously, cash does have its own downfalls. You have people that will try to take it away from you. I know this firsthand on many occasions. And even with that as a downside to the cash, I still recommend that cash is the way to go. So, in theory, America today is businesses are starting to refuse the cash. And I believe this is absurd. I normally have a lot of props. That tonight I don't have many. I brought this along. This is a Federal Reserve note, a $1 bill. Okay? I think you're all familiar with it, even you youngsters that never see these. On the obverse, or the front, by Washington's face, it says, the United States of America Federal Reserve note. This note is legal tender for all debts, public and private, period. This note is legal tender for all debts, public and private. Now, what part of this note do people not want to accept? I believe that the cash is the only way to go, and don't let anybody brainwash you like they're trying to do in not using it. You've seen, and when you go to the stores or so forth, somebody will make a $3 or $4 purchase and they'll whip out their debit card or their charge card. It's annoying, and people are complying to the wishes of the people in power want to be your master, and these people are falling right into step like sheeple, not people. So don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Use your cash. Back in the old days, obviously there's times when you can't use cash. Perfect example is like getting on a commercial aircraft. I get that. I've flown across 6 continents. I've flown around the world. Don't regret doing it. Today, in today's flying world, I wouldn't fly commercially to Anaheim, which is right outside LA. Once again, I've flown countless thousands of miles, but most of it in the smaller craft, the pilot and I. But today, not at all. Any public transportation, to me, I frown upon. So if I take a trip, it's either by private coach, private plane, private jet, private train car, whatever. Because I want to use my cash and I want to take it with me. I also am an advocate for the Second Amendment. So when I travel, I like to carry my weapons, my guns, with me to protect myself and myself from robbery or people that would do me great harm. So you can't do that, obviously, if you're taking public transportation. So if you try to fly by using cash, like I said, good luck. It's not going to happen. But maybe find a friend with a plane. Anyway, there's a multiple reasons why I suggest that you use the cash. And one of the main reasons is that the powers that be want to eliminate paper currency and go to the digitized currency, the digital currency, which I think would be an absolute disaster. Your freedom, your personal freedom, your privacy would be a thing of the past. So what do I suggest that we, the people, do? Rather than lay down like whipped dogs, I recommend that you resist this. Do not comply. Just because they say your cash is not going to be accepted anymore doesn't mean that you can't use it. Use it. If we stand together as Americans and don't allow these slave masters to try to overrun us with their agenda, I think we'll be fine. So if they push us and they push their agenda, push back and push our agenda, my agenda, which is no, I'm not going to comply. I refuse to comply. I'm going to use my cash, which, what did we say before? This note is legal tender for all debts, public and private. Oh, and while we're at it, don't forget to have not only some cash on hand, but it never hurts to have silver, which is pure money. This is the real money, is silver. And on top of that, the gold. I believe you should have both. This is a ducat, or 4 ducat. This is Austrian. I love these. They're so enormous, but they're wafer thin. It's one of my favorite coins. Ducat, the Dux coin, and then my silver ducat with my image on it. So anyway, I guess I've ranted enough about how I feel about this. Over the years, I've done these videos for you, and I've really enjoyed them, and I would like to continue to do so. And what I ask you to do as the viewer is to subscribe to my channel. My channel will be growing, and I appreciate that. It'll make it more powerful. We get more hands out there with people thinking like-minded thoughts. Once again, I won't ask you for any subscriptions. I won't ask you for any fees. I won't ask you to buy anything. I'm always buying precious metals and sometimes selling precious metals. So if we were going to do anything, I would prefer buying from you than selling. But we really don't have to do anything at all. Just, it's good enough that you stop by and say hi and listen to what I have to say. Don't hesitate to comment, and if you don't believe in my point of view, I respect that. And if you have questions, I'm all ears. I'll do my very best to answer. If you've seen in the past, I've never failed to answer all comments, because I believe if you take your valuable time to write a comment, I should show you some courtesy and consideration and respond to that comment. So thank you so much. I would like to thank you all for stopping by once again, and allow me to drink one more toast to you, to your wealth, to your health, and to your happiness. So that if you get a chance to visit my beloved Las Vegas, don't hesitate to give me a call in advance, and perhaps we could get together. In the meantime, thanks again. So long.